Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Rachel with Living the Journal Life, and today I have something a little different for you because we've entered the 31 days of previews and the Hobonichi Cousin is almost on sale for 2024. So I really wanted to help those people out who might be in a planner crisis because this will be either my 6th or 7th year in my Hobonichi Cousin, and I wanted to tell you exactly what I adore about it and what you might or might not adore about it. So I just wanted to give an overview of everything and why this is my ride or die planner, and why if I was on a desert island I would take it with me. I use other planners, but this is the one that I need to keep my life going the way it's going. So I'll leave timestamps if you're just interested in a certain topic, but let's get going. So let's start out with the first thing I love about my Hobonichi Cousin. It is super versatile. So if you're not familiar with the Cousin, it comes with a bunch of spreads. They're all very open, and you can put your own spin on them. This is the yearly overview. There is an overview at the beginning where you can sort of put date dots on specific dates. And this is an older planner from a couple years ago where I was doing a lot of keeping track of publishing schedules and work stuff in here. And then you have your monthly calendar, you have your weekly calendar, you have your daily calendar, and you can use these in so many different ways. And there's actually so many different ways you can use this book that I'm going to start making a few videos for people that are just picking up the Cousin for the first time, or that are a little bored with their Cousin and want to change up how they're using it, because this book is so neutral that you can use it in a variety of ways. And that might actually be a bad thing for you, because if you're someone who doesn't really want to play around or find your own style, or I don't know, if you're really intimidated by changing things up or experimenting, this Blank Slate might be a really, I don't know, just daunting task to jump into. It might be too much to find your style. And this was from 2020, and I used it, this was right after I broke both my legs, so I've used it during good times, during bad times, and the versatility is something that I really do love. But that versatility lends itself to a little bit of waffling, and perhaps you might feel bad if you don't use it in the way you thought you were going to, or you have blank pages. I love it because I can turn a whole day with a Hobonichi Cousin kit into a weekly dashboard. I can use big tracking stickers. I can have days where I just use big stickers because I don't have a lot to do or say, and I can use it in so many different ways. You can swatch your washi, you can use it as a journal, you can just write your goals. It's so flexible, which is one of the, I think, big strengths of it. But like this year, I have a bunch of blank pages, and there are people that would drive them absolutely insane. Why did I pay all this money for a book and I didn't use all of it? So if that's your type of personality, this might be a little too daunting for you. The second is the Tomoe River paper. You can't talk about a Hobonichi Cousin without talking about the paper. And for me, it is definitely a positive. It is this really paper thin, very easily to crumble, super smooth. It wrinkles just by looking at it. I was trying to show you how just easily it wrinkles, and oh my gosh, is it a joy to write on. It is buttery smooth, and you can see its shadows like heck. So if you are one of those people that do not want any shadowing, this paper is going to drive you crazy. But if you're somebody that enjoys a very smooth, easy writing experience, or you use fountain pens like I do, this paper is beautiful to show off all the aspects of your ink. I tend to use broad or stub nibs, and it is so smooth to write on. It very smooth with gel pens as well, but with that smoothness, because there's a coating, means that you have to have drying time. So my fountain pens, I have to leave them to dry for like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, depending on the ink. And here I'm showing you with a Sarasa Dry, which is one that you usually have to give maybe 10 seconds to dry, and if you just immediately switch over it, it's going to smear. So if you're somebody who needs to take a lot of notes very quickly and you're going to be running your hand right over what you wrote, this is probably going to be the paper that drives you crazy. However, if you're someone who's doing, I've seen people do fountain pens, and it really shows off all the different shading and sparkle, and it's just a joy for fountain pens, but also for like watercolors. The paper will crinkle because of the water content, but it won't necessarily bleed through. I think if you really, really work the paint, you can probably get it to bleed through, but on a general, like I'm doing a wash, it's not going to bleed through, and it's really a joy to work with if you have special inks or enjoy that really smooth writing experience, and you're not so worried about giving it a few seconds to dry. But what I was trying to show you here, it also is really easy to rip. So if you're using stickers, you have to be very, very careful and very slow when you're pulling up a sticker if you say put it down crooked. So if you're somebody like that, it might drive you crazy. Now what I really love about the Avec, which is the Hobonichi Cousin broken up into 2 sections, is that I can chunk this planner up. I can put all the washi, I can tip in cards, I can do stickers. And this year I wasn't doing a ton, you can see in 2020, because, you know, pandemic and breaking both my legs and everything. But last year I was almost breaking the spine. I feel that chunky. It is chunky, chunky, chunky. Because I was finding my groove, and I like to use my washi every day and stickers every day. And for the most part, I didn't miss many days, and there were very few just pen days. So I really did have the opportunity to play with as many of my supplies as I want, because you know I'm going to buy them, but I also really, really want to use them and enjoy them and put just everything into it. And what I like about the Avec is just about the time it gets annoying, you're at the 6-month mark and you're ready to get another another book. But if you're someone that doesn't like that ridging that happens, a pencil board like this will really help with it, but you're still, the paper is so thin that you're going to notice a little bit of ridging. So if you're one of those people that, I have a sticker and I can feel it on the next page, this is probably going to drive you crazy. That's just sort of part of the pros and cons of having this really thin paper. You get a really thin book, it's really great to work with, but only if you're that type of person. And again, another really great thing about the Hobonichi Cousin is it is, when it starts out, a completely blank slate. You get this very thin book with this very thin paper, and you have all of this space of infinite possibility, which again, I've got some videos coming up to help you figure out exactly how you're going to use this, because there are so many ways to fill these pages up in a way that really enhances your life. It may not be that you want to throw all these stickers like I do. That's perfectly fine. There are so many ways to use this book. But because it is a blank slate, if having empty pages bugs you, this might be too daunting of a task. It might be like, oh gosh, I have to figure out how to do all of these spreads. But my mom uses her Hobonichi Cousin. She uses almost no stickers. Every once in a while around the holidays, she'll like put a little bit of washi or a little bit of sticker because she doesn't like that ridging, and she just uses her pens, and it's awesome. And the last thing I want to talk about is ordering from Japan. A lot of times the other retailers like Amazon or JetPens, it'll take a few weeks to get to them because they're ordering at the same time everybody else is ordering. And I'm just going to flip through while I talk about this last subject. And it can be kind of a hassle to order from a different country. Obviously, there's a big cost in shipping and freight and all that good stuff. But it is sort of both a pro and a con, because getting it straight from Japan, you can get stuff that is only sold through the official Hobonichi store, but also it's all the hassle of ordering from a different country. And then if you want to order from US retailers like JetPens or Amazon or your favorite local retailer, you're going to have to wait. So you're going to see all these other people unboxing their Hobonichi that went through the hassle of ordering from a different country, and there's a little bit of FOMO there. It's not a big plus or a big minus, but I did want to throw it out there because the first few years I tried to order from the Hobonichi 101 site, my credit card just kept going, nope, you don't order things from other countries. I'm sorry, no. And last year it went through without a hitch, and it was the first year that I was actually able to get it from Japan. So normally I'm one of those people that tries and then fails and then waits for JetPens or Amazon or one of the other retailers that I enjoy to just get it in stock, it's always like, oh, I keep seeing all the unboxings and now I want mine. So anyway, let me know if you're going to use Hobonichi Cousin this year or if you're excited for the launch, and I will see you next time.